The storage room is in the basement. I knock on the door, but it doesn't open, so I knock again. Matvich, the janitor, is half deaf, and I bet he's sleeping now. Some people are just ignorant. They slow down our march toward communism. I knock louder. I'll knock for as long as it takes. Nina Petrovna sent me here to get the banner, so I'm not leaving without it. Finally, Matvich opens the door a crack and looks out at me suspiciously. He never allows anybody into the storage room. I wonder what he's hiding in there. I hand him the teacher's request, and he stares at it, moving his lips. Who signed this, he says. Nina Petrovna. Doesn't look it. Where's the stamp? What stamp? The chief's stamp. What else? Anybody can just show up here. The rules say no stamp, no drums, no bugles, and no banner. This is serious business. It's state property we're talking about. I'm changing my mind about Matvich. He's not all bad. He's vigilant. I take the request back from him and fly upstairs to the principal's office. I have to hurry. Nina Petrovna has already started practicing for the rally. The carrying of the banner is the most important part. Outside the principal's office sits Four Eyes, still waiting. The worst thing is he smiles at me. Sorry about your glasses, I say. He shrugs. Why does Vovka call you Americanettes? I shouldn't tell him. My mom was American. Don't tell anyone. He squints at me. And she was arrested and shot? What do you mean? Of course not. She came from America to help us build communism. He nods. They think all foreigners are spies. She wasn't a spy. She was a real communist. My mom and dad are real communists too, Four Eyes says. They are in Lubyanka prison now, enemies of the people. I look away. Lubyanka prison is on the bottom floor of the state security building. My dad's office sits above it. My aunt took me there last week, said Four Eyes. We stood in line for 2 days, but when we got to the door, they wouldn't let us see them. No visitation rights, they said. My aunt tells me they always say this when the prisoners have been shot already, but I know she's lying. They're alive, and I'm going to see them. He leans in, grabs my arm, and whispers fast. You can get inside. Your dad works there. All I need is somebody to distract the guards. What do you say, Zaychik? I'll do it for you if your dad were locked up. I'd do it for you if your dad were locked up. And remember, his name is Sasha Zaychik. I may have said that wrong last time. I pull my arm away so fast he tumbles to the floor. When I try to help him, he pushes me away. He gets on the bench, leans back, and squints at me, smiling. It's all right. I'll get in by myself. Four Eyes is crazy. Chapter 15. Matvich squeezes the banner through the crack in the door and says, keep it wrapped. I didn't know the banner would be this heavy, but the weight makes it even more important. I heave it onto my shoulder, climb 2 sets of stairs, and enter the main hall. The hall is deserted now. Everyone's in class. I know I shouldn't, but I untie the cord and turn the pole until the heavy cloth, decked in gold fringe, unfurls. The banner is beautiful. Comrade Stalin's profile, embroidered in gold thread against the color of blood, shed for the cause. Shed for the cause of the Communist Party, shines under the curved pioneer's motto, always ready. At the end of the hall, a plaster statue of Comrade Stalin is set between 2 windows. Not a full statue, just chest and head, no arms even, but it looks real. I feel like Stalin himself is looking at me. I lift up the banner, and swirling the pole so that the cloth whooshes above my head, I march toward him. As I march, I imagine the parade on May Day, my favorite day of the year. I hear the crashing brass of a marching band, and I see crowds of people applauding and waving red flags and shouting, "Long live Comrade Stalin." Under my feet, the ground rumbles as the mighty Red Army tanks roll onto this red square. And up above, a formation of fighter planes flying in a cloudless sky shapes 6 giant letters, STALIN. I wish my dad could see me now. He'd be so proud. Already a pioneer, I'm riding atop a parade. There's a picture. Oh, there's another picture. I'm riding above a parade float, all decked in crimson and gold. I hold the banner as high as I can, and I stare straight ahead, and what I see is our radiant communist future. I can't describe it, but I believe it's there. Believing is the most important part. If you really believe in something, it will come true. The float rolls by the marble mausoleum from where Stalin, our great leader and teacher, watches the parade with his generals. He waves at me, his eyes twinkling kindly. This is what we are fighting for, comrades. This young pioneer is our communist future. What is your name, son? My name is Sasha Zaychik, Comrade Stalin. I shout from my float. You awarded my dad the award of the Red Banner and called him an iron broom purging the vermin from our midst. Ah, Zaychik, Stalin nods, smiling. I know him well, a hero and a devoted communist. A terrible mistake has been made, Comrade Stalin, I yell. My dad has been arrested. What comes next has never happened on May Day before. The parade starts moving backward, not just moving. And of course, remember, this is a dream he's having, right? I think. What does he say? Yeah, he's just walking with the banner, kind of imagining, right? So he says the parade starts moving backward, not just moving. People are running, trying to get away from Comrade Stalin's powerful voice thundering across Red Square. Spies, traitors, enemy of the people. Who made this mistake? Who's responsible? Arrest them all. The float vanishes from under my feet. I tumble into the crowd. A stampede of panicked citizens sweeps me away, and soon I lose sight of the mausoleum. I clutch the banner to my chest, but then I don't know how. I'm not at Red Square anymore. I'm back in my school's main hall, running headlong into the statue of Stalin. The banner shoots out of my hands, and its pointy metal tip knocks Stalin's plaster nose clean off his face. Oh no. Chapter 16. The plaster dust sparkles in the muted window light before landing on the floor around the nose. I look at the broken nose. I look at the banner spread nearby. Then I look up at Stalin, now without a nose. It doesn't take much to know what will happen next. First, I will never become a pioneer. Second, the principal will telephone the state security to report an act of terrorism in the school. Third, everybody will find out who did it. Next, the guards will arrive to arrest me. It won't be a mistake like with my dad. I should be arrested. Son of a hero and a communist, I have become an enemy of the people, a wrecker. I have damaged our precious Soviet property. No, more than that. I have defaced a sacred statue of Stalin. Not on purpose, of course. It was an accident. I just lost hold of the banner. It could have happened to anyone, but who's going to believe me? Nobody saw how it happened. Just then a shadow passes over the nose, the sound of footsteps. I turned around, but no one is there. At that moment, the school bell explodes. In a second, the classroom doors will burst open and kids will run out and see what I've done. I leap up, grab the banner, and sprint for the closest doors, the boys' toilet. Chapter 17. The stalls don't have doors, but I still dash into the farthest one to stay out of view. I stand next to the toilet, making sure the banner isn't touching the wet floor. My heart is pounding. Everybody's already in the main hall. The laughing and shrieking and stomping so loud the floor trembles. Or is it my knees? This is the last recess before the rally in which I was to become a pioneer. I feel the pioneer's scarf my dad gave me folded neatly in my chest pocket right over my heart. The scarf is the only thing I took from the apartment. I close my eyes and say in my head, "Dear Comrade Stalin, I'm very sorry I broke your nose. You know how much I love you. You know how much I want to be a pioneer. Please make it so I can become one. Please, I'll be your best pioneer, I promise." Just as I say that, the noise outside stops. Someone giggles and stifles the giggle. Someone runs up the stairs. The door bangs, and suddenly it is Nina Petrovna's voice. "Step back, children, step back. Immediately return to your classrooms." The decision comes instantly. This is what I'm going to do. Follow Nina Petrovna's order. She sent me to get the banner. I got it. What happened on my way back, I can't change. I will answer for that when the time comes. For now, I'm taking the banner back to the classroom. I try to wrap the banner, but my hands are shaking. I keep at it, and in the end, it wraps perfectly tight and smooth, not a crease. I take a deep breath, heave the banner over my shoulder, and reach for the door. When it bursts open, Vovka Sobalkin, who else? He grabs the banner out of my hands and jabs it around like a rifle with a bayonet attached. It's a drill we learned in our war preparedness class. "So immature, Sobalkin," I say, trying to sound calm. "Hand it back." He jabs me in the stomach, but I'm not letting him provoke me. The pioneers' rules are clear on this. No fights. Next, he starts jabbing at the walls. "Sobalkin, I'm warning you, the banner is state property. You'll damage it." He doesn't care. He drops the sacred pioneer's banner right down on the wet floor and looks at me with eyes so scary I step back. "Destruction or damage of state property shall be punishable by the supreme measure of social defense, proclaiming the guilty an enemy of the people and shooting by the first firing squad," he says. "Criminal Code of the Soviet Union, Article 58. What? "Are you stupid or just pretending? You think you're not going to pay for this?" he says. "Forget about the pioneers, Americanettes. I saw you." He pulled Stalin's plaster nose out of his pocket. Uh-oh. Chapter 18. "Children, what is our duty as future pioneers?" says Nina Petrovna. "It is to collectively expose those responsible for what happened to Comrade Stalin's statue. Then and only then will we be allowed to proceed with the pioneers' rally. Act in the Stalinist spirit and you will earn the red pioneer scarf tied around your neck." Everyone is quiet. Nina Petrovna scans the classroom. "Now take out your pencil," she said. "On a new sheet of paper, write down the names of the pupils in our class whom you suspect might be responsible. When finished, sign and date your list in the upper right corner and pass it to the front." Nobody moves. "Children, why are you not writing?" "We're not sure, Nina Petrovna. It's Zina Krivko. She always speaks for everybody." "How can you not be sure, Zina? Did you do it?" "No." "Do you think your friend Tamara did it?" Zina looks at her desk partner, Tamara. Tamara turns white. Zina turns back to Nina Petrovna and shakes her head. See, Zina, it's simple. You know who didn't do it, said Nina Petrovna. I'll make it easy for you. Write down the names of the pupils who you sure didn't do it. Relieved, Zina lifts a pencil, bends over her workbook, covers it with her other hand so nobody can copy, and scribbles away. Good, Zina. Keep going, says Nina Petrovna, watching her for a moment. Just make sure you are right. You know what will happen if even one name on your list turns out to be unreliable. Zina shakes her head. She doesn't know. You yourself will be suspected, says Nina Petrovna. We'll know that Zina Krivko is covering for the enemies of the people. Zina pulls away from her workbook. The tip of her pencil starts tapping the paper. Tap, tap, tap. I see that her hand is shaking. Nina Petrovna looks at her, and I guess Nina Petrovna is a guy. I kept thinking it was a girl, but what's wrong, Zina? Why did you stop writing? Zina opens and closes her mouth several times before she can speak again. I'm not sure who's reliable, Nina Petrovna, she says quietly. That's it, Zina, said Nina Petrovna. The ones who you're not sure are reliable are the suspicious ones. Those are the names you want to write down. Understand? Nina Petrovna looks up at the class. Children, does everyone understand? I hear people shifting in their seats, and soon pencils start to scribble. I look over my shoulder at Vovka. He's grinning at me and pretending to sharpen his pencil with a knife. When I turn back, Nina Petrovna stands in front of my desk. Sasha, you're not writing. I wish I had some excuse, that I didn't have any paper, or that my pencil needed sharpening, but there's paper in front of me and a pencil sharp as always. Sasha, she says, this time louder. Okay, so wait, Nina Petrovna is a girl, because she says, Sasha, she says, this time louder. But that didn't look like a girl, that person. I mean, that's not a girl, is it? Maybe I guess she is a girl there? I don't know, that's confusing. Write at least one name, Sasha. Should be easy to guess, shouldn't it? She looks over my head, and now I see she is staring at Vovka. She stares long and hard, making sure we all know who she is looking at. Can you spell your own name, Sabokin? She says, write it down. I turn to look at Vovka. Everyone does. Vovka's desk scrapes the floor as he rises, clenching his fists. What is he going to do? Hit Nina Petrovna? By the look of him, he would. But nothing happens. The door opens, and Maitvich pokes his head in. All classes to the cafeteria. Chief's orders. Chapter 19. A wave of anger and profound outrage engulfed the entire body of our school when we uncovered the unspeakably monstrous crime that took place in the main hall. Undeniably, a group of filthy and cowardly conspirators, spies, murderers, and provocateurs had infiltrated our school. These heinous degenerates, those traitors of the motherland, aimed to undermine, and he's cut off. The principal, Sergei Ivanovich, stops hollering to clear his throat. Then he stands there a moment, holding onto the podium, wheezing. He starts again. Sergei Ivanovich is a dedicated communist, and I'm always in agreement with his speeches, but this time he's gone too far. I should know. I'm the only one who knows what really happened. Hold on, I'm not the only one. Vovka knows too. I turn around and look at the back of the crowd. That's where he'd be, but he's not there. Maitvich locked the cafeteria doors. Nobody's allowed to leave, so where is he? Vovka is up to something again, bad again, definitely. But the spies miscalculated. Our fearless, keen-eyed state security will spill their plans, unmask the pack of terrorists, and catch them red-handed. Sergei Ivanovich strikes the podium. Without mercy will sweep off the face of the earth the rest of the treachery, this nest of treachery and filth. My classmate, Anton, shoves me in the back. Zeidkik, your dad's here. I push myself up so I can see through the window that opens onto the street. Anton's right. A black state security automobile slides up to the entrance. It must be him. He gave me his word of a communist, and he's kept it. Thank you, Comrade Stalin. Thank you for helping my dad to keep his word. He's coming to the Pioneers rally, says Anton, giggling. Maybe he can catch the wreckers. I wait for the black doors to open, but when I see who steps out of the car, I turn away from the window fast. It's not my dad at all. It's the senior lieutenant who arrested my dad last night. Chapter 20. When the senior lieutenant and his guards enter the cafeteria, Sergei Ivanovich yells, "Spontaneous applause, everybody." He claps wildly until the teachers start clapping. Then the rest of us join in, and we all clap for a long time. I wonder if this is what the newspapers mean when they say a prolonged standing ovation. Does it count if we were already standing when they came in? Sergei Ivanovich nods to Dubosov, our physical education teacher. Dubosov dives behind the curtains and instantly returns with a wooden crate overflowing with loose sheets of paper. We all know what those are. Every class had to write a list of suspects of who might have broken off Stalin's nose. Dubosov sets the crate before the senior lieutenant and salutes him like a soldier. Sergei Ivanovich waves him off, and Dubosov starts out of the way, embarrassed. The lieutenant doesn't even look at the box. We are still applauding when he unbuckles his holster, pulls out his pistol, and points it at the ceiling. The cafeteria turns dead silent right away. He slips the pistol back into the holster. His eyes search the crowd, but his head doesn't move. I shift to where I think he won't see me, but I can't be sure. Those eyes look like they see through the walls. Whoever chipped the nose off the statue will now raise his hand, he says quietly, but somehow everyone can hear, even in the back. I know this is when I should come clean, raise my hand, and confess right there in front of everybody. Forget about becoming a pioneer, Sasha Zaychik. Raise your hand now. I know this is what I should do, but I hesitate, and somebody else's hand pops up to the left of the stage. The crowd gasps and heaves back, and there stands Four Eyes Finkelstein holding his hand up. The lieutenant frowns and nods to the guards. They cut through the crowd, lift Four Eyes under the arms, and carry him to the exit. When they pass by where I'm standing, the crazy kid winks at me. That's the end of chapter 20. Oof, man, this is a tough book. Okay.